Yo, what is up, guys? The Flawless Win here today. And today we have a pretty fun UU battle I had against my buddy Puddles A1. And before I even go into the battle, if you guys haven't checked out Puddles, you should definitely do so. He's a really nice guy. He's just a great guy to be around. He's always pretty nice and enthusiastic, so yeah. He's really nice, and he also makes some pretty quality videos. So the link to his channel will be in the description. You guys should definitely just go ahead and swing over to his channel after this battle, or before the battle, I don't know, whenever you want. So yeah. We're both using some pretty cool stuff. This is a new team I made, just with an Arcanine on it, because Arcanine is definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. It's in my profile picture, so I was like, I have to make a team with this thing. I never use it, so yeah. I got Scarfed Rotom just because Scarfed Rotom and Arcanine form a very good offensive core. Blastoise and Nidoqueen to take the physical hits. Snorlax as my special wall, and then I just have a little Scrafty there as my late game sweeper. Looking at Puddle's team, he's running a Golurk, which is kind of cool. Some people might look at that and be like, wait, why is he running a Golurk in UU? But Golurk is definitely viable in UU. I think it's the only Pokemon that you can use in UU that is a ghost type and gets Stealth Rock. So it can set up rocks and Spin Block, which is kind of cool. And then also that those two bugs, Heracross and Yanmega, are going to be pretty threatening. If I lose my Nidoqueen, Heracross is going to be a huge threat, and if I lose my Snorlax, Yanmega is going to be a big threat, so I have to watch out for those two. But I figured I'd just lead off with Rotom C because it has a good matchup against this entire team. I figured Heracross would be the Scarfer so I can outspeed everything, and I didn't think he'd go into his Golurk first turn like this as I went for the Volt Switch, but he does. He makes that really risky play, goes down to Golurk first turn, but it works out for him because I'm locked into Volt Switch, and I can't do anything to him. So I go out to my Blastoise to take the EQ. I know the Roserade switch is coming, but I'm just going to go for that Scald because I want a little bit of damage on this thing, possibly even a burn, so I could, so my Scrafty Zen Headbutt will be able to knock it out. And also just to get a little bit of Lefty's recovery because my Blastoise is the only thing to take on Golurk, and I need it as healthy as possible. And right here, I know I can take anything from Roserade with my Arcanine, just gonna make that aggressive switch out. And right here, I predict his Blastoise to come in, go for that Wild Charge. He predicts that, though, and goes out into his Golurk, which is a pretty nice prediction on his part. And now I'm just gonna go right back out into my Blastoise. He goes for the Ice Punch. I assume he was predicting my Rotom switch in, but no, I'm just going to play it safe, go out to Blastoise, and we're just going to rinse and repeat, go straight for that Scald, trying to get a little bit of damage on Roserade, and also getting some Lefty's recovery. Unfortunately, I don't get the burn again, and this Roserade is just eating up my hits, and it's really not taking any damage at all. But I do have some pretty solid checks. I have Arcanine and Snorlax for this thing, so I'm not really worried. And I send in my Arcanine now. I mean, I could live another Sludge Bomb, but he could get the poison, which would be pretty bad. But he just goes for the Giga Drain. Honestly, I think that Snorlax would have been a better switch there, just because it's a lot safer. I could take a Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, anything, and get off lots of damage with Body Slam. But fortunately, he predicts me to not go for the Flare Blitz, and he goes for the Sludge Bomb a second time as I go for the Morning Sun. Fortunately, he doesn't get a poison on either of those Sludge Bombs, and now predicting him to switch out, I'm just going to go for another Morning Sun, so my Arcanine will be at a good amount of health. And right now, I'm going to go out into my Rotom Cut because I figured, since I didn't do it last time, he's just going to go straight for that Earthquake. And right here, I predicted him to predict me to go for the Volt Switch, so I'm just going to go straight for that Leaf Storm and clean knock out Golurk. So now, my Rotom C is just going to have a field day. It outspeeds everything on his team, and he doesn't have a Ground type to stop my Volt Switching, so that is really nice. He brings in his Azelf. I'm expecting a Flamethrower or a U-turn, so I go out into my Arcanine, but instead, I get hit with a Banded Zen Headbutt, and I was like, what the hell? It's Banded Azelf. That's not something you see every day. But I'm just going to go out into my Scrafty because I know he's banded just from that damage. And I'm just going to go straight for that Zen Headbutt, trying to catch his Heracross on the switch. But instead he goes out into his Yanmega, and that actually does a decent amount of damage considering I'm a Scrafty, and Scrafty really isn't that powerful without any boosts. I'm just gonna go straight out into my Snorlax because I figure I can take anything from this thing. And that Air Slash actually does a lot more than I expected, and I'm kind of uncomfortable with that damage because I know Bug Buzz is going to be doing a lot. But right here, I'm just going to go for that Body Slam. If he wants to bring in his Heracross, then he might have a Paralyzed Scarfer, so I'm pretty sure he won't do that. And yeah, he just brings in his Blastoise. I'm just going to go ahead and switch out into my Rotom because I figure I can take anything from Blastoise, even if he gets Scald Burn. I mean, yeah, that's annoying, but, you know, I can deal with it. Plus, if he wants to switch out, I can outspeed whatever he switches out into. So, yeah, I really don't have anything to worry. I don't have to worry about anything with this Rotom C switch in. And I'm just going to go for that Volt Switch. He stays in. He doesn't want me to get any momentum, I guess. And I get off a nice amount of damage on that Blastoise, and I really don't know what to go out into because my Rotom is really the best thing I have for Blastoise, so I just decided to go out into my own, I guess, to Toxic Stall it, and plus my Blastoise is probably the least useful thing on my team because his Golurk is dead. But he Dragon Tails me out into my Arcanine. I know he's probably going to predict me to go for the Morning Sun and go for the Scald, so I'm just going to go straight for that Wild Charge, take out the Blastoise, but I also take myself out, unfortunately, because I have Life Orb. But I'm going to go out into my Rotom C on the switch, and right here I predicted him to go for the Protect just so he could get a speed boost and outspeed me next turn, but he goes straight for the Bug Buzz, and during the battle, I thought that was just an insane prediction, but I think in his narration he said that was a misclick, but we'll just label that as a really good prediction. So yeah, my Snorlax takes lots of damage on switching. Even if he flinches me here with the Air Slash, I'm pretty sure I can take another Bug Buzz after Leftovers, so and knock him out with a Body Slam afterwards. So I'm not really too scared about getting flinched. But right here, I want to keep my Snorlax at a decent amount of health, just to deal with his Roserade since my Arcanine is dead. So I switch out into my Nidoqueen, which is like the worst thing I could switch in. If anything, I should have switched in my my Blastoise because it's the least useful thing to my team and my Nidoqueen is the only thing that's holding back his Heracross, and now it took 50% from an Air Slash. So that was just a terrible play on my part, but yeah, he brings in his Azelf. Like I said, my Blastoise is the least useful thing on my team, just going to switch that in. Plus, I didn't think he'd go for the Zen Headbutt because I do have that Scrafty. Yeah, he just goes for that Ice Punch, and he's obviously going to have to switch out here. Just going to go for that Scald on the incoming Roserade. I wasn't really fearing him bringing this thing in. I actually wanted him to bring this thing in so I could bait him to go for the Sludge Bomb or the Giga Drain, go out into my Snorlax, and possibly get off a rest. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Even if he gets the poison here, I think I can still get off a rest, but it doesn't even matter because he ends up getting the crit, and, yeah, my Snorlax is going to die to this Roserade, and now this thing is a really big problem because I don't know what I'm going to do to it. Really, the only option I have left is to just try to attack it with, Scrafty Zen Headbutt. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my Scrafty right here. Just gonna go straight for that Zen Headbutt as he brings in his Azelf. Yeah, I could have set up a Dragon Dance there, but I was kind of fearing that he would go out into Heracross because Heracross could take a Zen Headbutt and just hit me up with the close combat. So I'll just go for that safe Zen Headbutt. And right here, I know he's gonna U-turn out, but I go for the Dragon Dance, which is just a terrible play on my part. I really should have just gone straight for that Zen Headbutt, because even after the Dragon Dance, Heracross can still outspeed me, so that pretty much made the Dragon Dance useless, and now I have to take all that U-turn damage for pretty much nothing, so yeah, that's annoying. I'm gonna go out into my Nidoqueen to take the close combat, and because I made that horrible play earlier with switching in Nidoqueen to an Air Slash, I really can't switch this thing into many more close combats, so yeah, this is kind of becoming a sticky situation for me. And I go straight for that Fire Blast, just because I know it'll hit anything on his team really hard. He brings in the Roserade, and I miss. I really don't think it mattered because his Roserade's definitely specially defensive. I don't have any special attack investment, so it really wouldn't have done much. And I was just gonna sack my what's that thing called? Blastoise. I was just gonna sack my Blastoise to Roserade's Giga Drain there anyway, so it would have got back a lot of health from the Giga Drain, and probably mitigated the Fire Blast damage. So yeah, missing the Fire Blast didn't matter, is what I'm trying to say. I bring in my Scrafty on his Roserade, and right here I'm going to predict him to go out into his Azelf, go for that Dragon Dance, and then I'm just going to go for a second Dragon Dance here because I know I can live any hit from Azelf, and this is pretty much GG at this point because unless I miss this Zen Headbutt, I can pretty much outspeed everything on his team and OHKO it with all my moves, so yeah. That's going to be good game. Puddles A1 just going to clean up here with Scrafty. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I really don't know what to say. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely go ahead and check out Puddles A1. He's a really great guy. And my Skype just went off. I don't know if you guys heard that, but, yeah, I'm going to have to check that soon. So, yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Check out Puddles A1, and I'll see you guys later.